So all the rage now is AI agents, right? It's no more like, chat GPT prompting, but it's like, okay, agentic AI. What exactly is agentic AI?
What most people are not fully grasping is that we're at an inflection point on how work in general is going to be moving forward. Actually, are getting very hysterical about the fact that AI is going to replace them, but I think it's not really the case. I think it's people who are effective at using AI going to replace you. That person that is using AI is moving faster than you, has more information, has more access to data, and is making better data-driven decisions than you. And obviously, in terms of competition, will blow you out of the water.
Welcome to another episode of Code and Capital. We have a special guest in the studio today, Kenna Ofoegbu. He is going to be with us today because we have a new segment of Code and Capital where we actually show people how to use practical tools and do a tutorial. So it's not just like you're watching us, but you're actually learning a skill. So how did you get started in tech and how did you get into AI?
So, fun fact, I actually started out in civil engineering. I have a bachelor's in civil engineering, but I have a passion personally for tech. So I went back to undergrad to actually go learn it. I have a bachelor's in information systems. I got into cloud engineering, Oracle databases, and eventually just started rolling with the tides. I found tech to be very interesting, exciting, but evolutionary. So I ended up being a DevSecOps engineer. Obviously, AI is a big thing right now, so nobody will survive if they don't know AI. So I had to get into it to make my productivity better.
Awesome. So all the rage now is AI agents, right? It's no more like, chat GPT prompting, but it's like, okay, agentic AI. So we wanted you to explain, like, what exactly is agentic AI?
I think before we go into agentic AI, we need to understand what your chat GPT actually is and then layer agentic AI definition on top of that.
Okay, let's do that.
So there's generative AI and there's agentic AI. Generative AI is your ability to generate text messages or text output from input. So you can have like pictures, you can have text, you can have videos. You talk to your chat GPT, you talk to Gemini, you put information, you get it back.
Okay.
But it's static, and it's expecting you to actually prompt it to do something. That's where agentic actually comes in. Agentic is more dynamic.
Okay.
It takes AI to the next level where it's actually doing stuff for you.
Right.
So rather than just getting text output, you're actually getting AI to do things for you. Typical example would be, let's say, you can have an agent that can help you book your travel. The agent can actually look.
Nice.
Yeah, you can tell it. Essentially how these agents work is you tell it what to do. It has the ability to do deep reasoning, and it can figure things out. There is a commonality between agentic AI and generative AI, which is your LLMs, where the information is actually stored. It's just that agentic takes it to the next level. It reasons and then it does stuff, uses tools, Going back to the actual analogy of you trying to book a flight, it can actually take the information of the flights that are available
and pick.
It can pick one. It can actually make an outbound email or an outbound message to actually get you the booking. And it can do all the different things and items or activities to get you that flight. You see the difference here. The difference is you prompt, you get an answer. But with agentic AI, you tell it what to do. It reasons, decomposes what it needs to do, uses tools, and gets it done. So it's the next iteration, if you will, for AI. But it's a buzzword that I'm glad we're able to kind of decompose.
Yeah, just a point. I want to go back to that example that you mentioned, right, about booking your flight. Can I give the access to make a payment for me too?
I wouldn't do that.
That was my question too. Because, giving out sensitive information like your credit card could be a little dicey.
So the way you should look at agentic AI is think about it like an administrative assistant that is just virtual.
Virtual,
That doesn't really is not organic.
Okay.
Right? So the same way you wouldn't really trust your administrative assistant with your
Administrative
credit card, you probably don't want to do that with an
the
agentic
AI. Okay.
Yeah.
agent, with,
Okay.
with an agent to do that.
But
Okay.
but definitely it gets you to the point like, hey, these are all the flights that I found. This is what I think you should go with based
Okay.
on this, and this.
Can it even give you like a booking link? Like this
It
is a
can
booking
give
link.
you a booking link.
Okay.
So
that makes
the
sense.
thing is, the permutations of what it can do is endless. As long as things expose an API,
Okay.
an agent can talk to it.
Okay.
Anything that exposes an API, anything that that you have the ability to do online, exposes an API, and you can actually do processing. An
Yeah.
agent can actually do that.
Yeah, you said something important that I actually want to touch on, right? You said you got into AI, you were in tech, but you also got into AI because you felt like you didn't want to be left behind. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So I think what most people are not fully grasping is that we're at an inflection point on how work in general is going to be moving forward. When I say inflection point, it's kind of like when cloud started. Everybody's a little skeptical. Why would I put my stuff in the cloud? Why do I want to do that? But the larger companies saw that, you want to actually put your stuff in the cloud because data centers are expensive,
Right.
the power, operational costs, all that, CapEx, OpEx stuff. So this is similar to that. AI, people look at it as something that's 2 years in the horizon, but it's actually here right now. AI is actually doing things like replacing whole engineering teams, replacing testers. So the problem is that people are thinking, yeah, it's not really going to happen to me until it does.
Right.
People actually are getting very hysterical about the fact that AI is going to replace them, but I think it's not really the case. I think it's people who are effective at using AI going to replace you.
Right.
Yes, AI can actually automate some of your jobs away, but companies still need people who actually know how to use AI, who understand the principles of AI, who can actually get themselves more productive with AI. So you're a sitting duck if you don't start getting into AI right now. Professionally and personally, if you own a business, you're not going to move as fast as somebody who's leveraging AI to actually do decision making.
Yeah.
Automating away some of like the admin tasks that they have. You're going to be bogged down in admin tasks. That person that's using AI is moving faster than you. He has more information, he has more access to data, and he's making better data-driven decisions than you. And obviously, in terms of competition, he blow you out the water. So whether you have your own business, whether you're actually a professional, you cannot escape it right now.
Yeah, that's important.
Awesome. So we're actually going to do a tutorial, which is going to be a step-by-step on creating an agent. Just something simple, right?
Yes.
And okay, let's get that started.
Yeah, before you get there, can you talk about some of the tools that people could look into, and talk about the tools you're going to use and why you're using that tool? It can be easy.
So yeah, obviously for agentic AI, OpenClaw is actually pretty good.
Okay.
Because it's something that you run on your system. And I want to caveat that by saying it's a daemon that runs on your computer, so you have to...
No, Fred, what's a daemon, please? So I'll guess what a daemon is, please. What's a daemon?
I apologize.
And he said demon, not demon.
It's not a demon. There's no exorcism here. It's just like, it's a process that runs on your computer.
Okay.
That is always running.
Okay.
So when you shut down your computer, you turn it back on, it comes up as well.
Daemon,
so
okay.
it's in IT parlance, it's called a daemon. I'm also going to be using Claude Code because why not? Claude Code is an agent that enables you to actually build code. The reason why I like Claude Code and I wanted to show people is because a lot of people are afraid of touching code. A lot of people...
Me?
Exactly. A lot of people want to build things. They want to build applications, but they don't want to write a line of code. So Claude Code is one tool that actually makes that democratizes the process of actually building applications. So now you can build an application, you can get it to work, you can beta test it, and then you can find somebody that is an actual engineer to tell you where the touch points are and how to actually make it production ready. So
Okay, like me. Hello.
so yeah. But then we're also going to look into Claude Cowork, which is a productivity tool from the Claude ecosystem. If you haven't noticed, I'm very big on Anthropic because I feel like they get it.
Do you get it?
They get it. Security, pushing out features, their products work. So I'm not paid by Anthropic, but I think that if you want to get into agentic AI, if you want to get into AI in general, their products are pretty good.
So what is it? If I know ChatGPT is around $20 a month for just your user, basic user pricing, is that around the same price for Claude? Or is it more expensive?
So it depends. You can get Claude Pro. I think it's like $20.
Okay.
The problem with that is you're gonna hit limits pretty quickly.
Really?
Yeah. I use a $200 one because I'm a coder.
Per month?
Per month. But that's because I don't want to be refreshing tokens and trying to hit rate limits while I'm actually heavily working. But I think that the $20 ones should be fine
for
most
starters.
Yeah, unless you're like into deep IT, you're into coding, refreshing databases and all that good stuff, or looking at large code bases. There's no need for you to do that.
Okay, awesome. All right, I guess we can get started. We are actually going to be sharing our screen here. And right now you have something pulled up that looks like a window where you prompt. Okay, can you go ahead and just explain to us everything that we're doing?
This window that you're looking at, I hope you guys can see this. This is my Claude Code terminal.
So how do you, first of all, can you go back? I mean, I'm not saying, so this is something you install in your computer, right?
Yes, I installed Claude. You know what? Let me do this. Let me make this easy. Well, not easy. Let me... I want to start from the beginning. Let me do this. So I'm going to open up a fresh terminal. Can you guys see my screen? I have a new terminal. Hopefully there's some God of War fans that are here. That's what my terminal is. And I'm going to list my directories. So I have a directory called Claude. And that directory is like a context directory. I don't want Claude Code to be touching everything on my system.
Okay.
I want it to touch the stuff that's in Claude.
Only.
That directory. So all the stuff I'm going to do is from the context of that directory. So if I cd into Claude.
Okay, so quick question. When you actually set up Claude, you made sure that it only had access to that Claude directory, correct?
Well, it has access to your system, but you can give it context to this particular directory you want it to work from. I don't want it to work from all my directories. I want it to work from this particular directory. So if I type in Claude, you'll see that it's green. If you use a Mac, it means that it's a binary that works. Right? So if I type in Claude, you'll see that it knows who I am. Right? It tells me, like, it remembers some of the stuff that I told it to do because I've already configured it. So now what do I want to do? I want to I don't know any coding. I want to build an application. We're going to build it together right now. I cd into demo, so you can create another directory. I have a demo directory, I have an infra directory. I cd into demo. It's going in there.
And CD means change directory, because I know some of our users don't
change
know.
directory. CD is just change directory. So it tells me, what would you like to do? So now I want to type in natural language. I want to create, sorry if I can type.
Do they also have a non-terminal version? Like a more user interface, like how different user
Claude
interface.
Code is more terminal based.
Yeah.
Okay, Claude Code. This is Claude Code, not Claude, and this is not Claude on top. Like there's a different.
No, I'm going to show you guys that.
Okay.
I'm going to show you guys the UI. I don't know why we jumped into the harder one.
No, that's fine. Let's go.
It's fine. So this is more seasoned engineers.
Yes.
This part of the video is for you guys.
Yeah.
Node.js, look into memory, and create an application. Sorry. That's Jesus Christ. That is a Kanban, and I'll explain what it's doing.
Yeah.
You have it in memory. So you can configure. You see, it does stuff like billowing. It's an agent. So I've
Okay.
told it what to do. So it's checking to see, do you have anything that's there? Do you have any context? So it's already it's telling me, like, you're seeing output. Let me see if I can make this bigger. You're seeing output, right? It's reading files. This is what an agent actually does. If you were prompting, right, you would prompt and you get feedback in the generative AI system. But here it's thinking, it's figuring out what to do. It tells me the app already exists, it looks complete, let me make sure dependencies are installed. It tells me this is what I'm going to do, right? It asks me if I want to proceed, I say yes. So because of the demo, I downloaded some of the stuff so we don't have to waste too much time, but you can do it all over again. So it will tell you, do you want to proceed, start a Kanban server. This is going to be on my laptop, an actual application. And now it tells you, I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching anything. It has told me, it now says it's running
On localhost.
localhost 3000.
And that's an application that's running.
You're going to see it. So let's go to the browser. Go to the browser, type in localhost 3000, and you see that?
Just like that.
Just like that. It's a DevSecOps board. So if you guys, anybody that's into Kanban, if you're a project manager, we just built a local Kanban board
Oh, I need this
from
actually
scratch
for my business.
using Claude. And it enables you, like, it's an actual Kanban board. I can move things around. I can add stuff to it, but it's local. So you can imagine if you wanted to build something more robust, it's the same process.
You can deploy to different infrastructure, right?
You can deploy it to different infrastructure. You can tell Claude Code to do unit testing. You can tell Claude Code that you wanted to deploy it into like a sandbox environment.
Wow.
Like there's a lot, the permutations are a lot.
And before, engineers should be one doing all this stuff that you're talking about. Deployment. It's engineers, like AI can replace engineers. They should do the testing, the deployment, the quality.
Everything. So I have an infra directory. I think I should just show you guys that.
So wait, before you switch away from this screen, in terms of what it came up with, like the load testing, all this text, it came up with that on its own, right?
No.
Okay.
Because remember, I told it that I
Okay.
wanted to run locally.
Okay.
So it already inferred that it's a local installation.
Okay.
Doesn't need all that robust. It has capabilities to do that, but I didn't tell it to do that.
Okay. Gotcha.
I could have said, hey, I want to install this on a production system. I would tell it to tell me. If I want to go to a production system, what are the things that I need? It would tell me, and I'll say, okay, add it in there.
Interesting.
I'll give you guys an example. I'll show you guys something a little different. Give me 1 second. Let me open up another terminal. Profile. So this is another window. I have another window here. This is infra. So I don't want to go too far, but let me do this again. So all this stuff, this is an actual production-ready code that
Really?
Claude actually built. It has all the Terraform. It has everything.
That's
I'm
crazy.
running this application live somewhere.
Gotcha.
Claude Code built it. We went through multiple iterations. I did not write a line of code, but you can see. So let me tell you how it worked. I have a home lab. Claude Code connected to the home lab. Spun up some virtual machines, ran the code, set up the infrastructure, deployed the application. I didn't really do anything. It just kept on telling me, this is what I've done, this is what I've done. Do you like it? I'll be like, test it out. It would test it out. It would show me the results, and that's it.
Nice.
So I rebuilt my home lab in 2 hours. I've been procrastinating for the last 6 months, but I got Claude Code and I got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So I know, Wale, you talked about like the GUI piece. Are you guys okay with the?
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, so we have the first thing is we have the application. We told Claude Code to do it. That's an agent. You saw how it actually went in. We told it what to do. It thought through it, came up with its own plan. implemented it. It asks us questions. Do you want to proceed? That kind of stuff. But then you also have like Claude Cowork.
Cool.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is like the Chat GPT kind of version, right? In
Yes
a
and
way.
no. So
Okay.
Cowork,
I see they have chat, code, and code.
yes. So chat is
It's
your chat GPT.
GPT for and
Yes.
this is Claude, right?
Yeah.
Claude for by Anthropic.
But then this is Cowork.
Okay.
Cowork
Explain the
has the
difference.
ability to
Okay.
do work for you. So in this particular case, we want to let's try something exciting. We want to get Claude Cowork to connect to Slack and send a message
Okay.
telling people that I'm on your show.
Okay.
So let's do that. So the first thing we want to do is I'm going to tell it, I need to connect to Slack. It will tell me. It's going to think. It's thinking through this. It's working on it. It will tell me, hey, there's a Slack connector.
Nice.
Connect it. So let's do it. So
This looks similar to what I've been seeing in Notion. Notion does something similar, but it may be different. But I know it has connectors like to Gmail and G
Let's
Drive.
see, not authorized. Let's pick. So image group is our people. So
That's Slack, okay.
that's our Slack. So now it tells us it's approved by Slack.
See the
We
permissions there.
We click allow. We're doing this. You made Claude content about you, content about more. Let's look at more permissions, actions Claude can take. Let's allow this. So I'm doing this for the first time. So
Okay.
we're gonna do this together.
So it says OpenClaw now.
So it's open Claude. It's gonna refresh the window so that Claude now tells us
It's connected.
here's the Slack connector. Just click connect above. It's connected.
Yes, it's already
So
connected.
we're gonna ask it which channels can you access. So let's see. It will tell us. Because sometimes, right, you may not necessarily know how to do the connections yourself, but you have to remember that it's also it has a generative AI engine as well. The
Okay.
reasoning faculty is a generative AI, so you can still ask it questions,
Yeah.
right?
So it's actually
So it's
connected.
telling us like, hey, these are the channels I can access. Looks like quite. It can access
It's
the
a
general
help.
channel. It can access a lot of Kubernetes stuff. So I would let's make it post. I would like you to post that I, Kenna, am on the
Coding Capital.
Code and one word?
Capital.
Code and Capital podcast. Right now in the general channel. And I would
Like them to follow us.
like the people
to follow us on social on
to
Instagram
follow
and YouTube
them on their socials.
socials. Coding Capital. Yep.
Code and Capital.
At Coding.
Code,
At Coding Capital.
Code and
Capital.
Capital. So let's see what we got. Thinking? Or actually,
Did you hit enter?
I haven't hit enter, sorry. So yeah, let's see. Working on it. Let me take this to the bottom.
Morning tools. The other question is, can you, if you want this to send this message every month, can you do it?
Yeah. So you see, it has created a draft message. It asks me always allow. I do that. And then it tells me,
That's dope. It even modifies the messages.
yeah, it can modify it. It will tell you.
Yeah.
So
but I
now-
like how it asks for your approval before sending
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
good.
So let's go to the channel. Let's see. This is the channel.
Dope.
Nice.
So it's here.
All right.
Awesome.
So
How many people in this channel?
1,000 people.
Please, I want to see more followers. Please, I want everybody to
It's
go follow us.
It's 1,250.
So this is. Can you talk about this again? I know.
Yeah, sure. So this is so Image Tech. We have a community. The community broadens the spectrum from people who are noobs who don't know anything about IT to subject matter experts. We're all here. We learn from each other. We learn about Kubernetes, DevSecOps, AI, all that good stuff. So there are multiple channels. The general channel where everybody is, but then there are specialized channels like DevSecOps channel, cloud engineering channel, CI/CD, all that good stuff. So this is where we congregate, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah. So I make announcements here. We have like job postings. I literally just posted a job today. A friend of mine is actually hiring and he needs engineers and all that stuff. So you guys should also join as well.
No, we join.
This is where I was testing OpenClaw with Slack.
Okay.
We use that to actually do an announcement as well. So the second.
Yes. So
that's the second demo.
yes.
We have one more.
So we actually are going to have a little stop right now and go to our sponsors. And when we come back, we're going to go into another demo with OpenClaw. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Do you own a business? Looking for affordable website or app development? My MVP App Consulting provides quality software development services at an affordable price. Just take a look at our past projects. Ready to take your business to the next level? Get started today.
Unlock the door to your future with ONET IT Consulting Bootcamp, where the digital landscape is your playground. Specialize in IT audit and governance, risk and compliance, GRC, and turn curiosity into expertise. Here, challenges become your stepping stones to success. Over 100 individuals have journeyed from novice to sought-after professionals, securing their place in the industry with confidence.
The experience during the class was quite impressive. Wally was very detailed in the step-by-step on the process.
It's more than a boot camp. It's a transformation. Step into the realm of cybersecurity with ONET IT Consulting. Follow us on Instagram at ONET IT Consulting and unlock a world of possibilities. Your future in cybersecurity starts here.
Welcome back to Code and Capital. So this next session, we're actually going to take a look at OpenClaw, a demo on actually setting up an exercise routine. So we're going to get started. Let's go.
So what are we going to do here? For those of you who don't know about Notion, Notion is a note-taking application. It's very good. You can actually use it to take notes. You can also use it to build plans. You can use it to do projects, whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to let OpenClaw, if you don't know about OpenClaw, we talked about it, it's a daemon that you can actually install on your computer. It runs on your computer. It has multiple connectors. It could connect to your email. It could connect to your Notion. It could connect to Slack. And you can tell it what to do in natural language, and it typically would do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a note, and you're going to tell me, you guys are going to tell me what kind of exercise you want to plan for a week. So let's go.
Okay, so let's say I'm a woman in my mid-30s.
Hold on, a woman in your mid-30s.
And I'm focused on not really weight loss, but I'm more focused on just building some tone to my body.
I'm going to have to summarize that.
Toning me up.
In your mid-30s.
Yes,
I'm a woman in my
focus on
mid-30s.
toning up my body.
I need to tone up my...
So not really
Body.
weightless,
To look like
not
Nicki
weight loss,
Minaj.
but just more toning.
Build me a 2-week
2-week workout plan.
workout plan and send it to Notion.
Is it connected to Notion?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see what it tells us. So first of all, OpenClaw also uses an LLM.
Okay.
You have to actually tell it which particular LLM
LLM
to use.
Okay, gotcha.
So it will be able to get information based on the LLM it's connected to. So when I was setting it up, I obviously wanted to use Claude because I'm a big Claude fan.
Okay.
So right now, it's telling you, it's doing all that. It's thinking through it. It's building. Let's see.
It says a full 2-week toning plan with strength, hilt. Is that hilt? Flexibility.
High intensity workout.
Wow. And rest
Interval.
days tailored for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see. It should. Then this is the thing about Notion. Sorry, not Notion. OpenClaw. I find it slow sometimes. To be honest, I don't know if it's only me. That's why, as a backup, I always use Claude Code.
Claude Code.
So let's do this while it's figuring itself out. Let's tell Claude to do the same thing. And I don't want to seem like I'm biased, but I am kind of biased. So let's still tell Claude to do
But this is co-work right now.
Yeah. Science and Notion. Yeah, let's tell it. Let's see.
Oh, you don't have to click chat. I see chat co-work. You could type it in code. I mean co-work as well.
Yeah. So Cowork has its own chat
Okay.
option. So it's like a race to see who gets it done first.
Okay.
Okay, well, this came
So
back pretty
this
quickly.
is why I prefer. You see what I'm asking it? It's telling you how many days. It asks me more contextual questions. How many days per week? Let's say 5 days a week.
Okay.
What equipment do you have access to?
Let's say home.
Food, gym. Sorry.
No, let's go back to home
I can
workouts.
go back.
Yeah,
Wanna do
home with dumbbells. Yeah, let's do that. Let's say 45 minutes.
But you can see how Claude is actually giving you more, like it's
reasoning.
providing
Yeah.
more context here. Let's see. So it's now creating the pages. Let's check. OpenClaw. Still hanging. So, let's see. Let's refresh. Let's see who has given us anything. So, I think somebody has new page. Let's see.
I see
No.
something that says health and fitness. Is that it, or is something?
So, somebody gave us a 2-week toning workout plan.
Okay.
So, let's see. This is a 2-week plan. I think this is OpenClaw's version.
Is it?
Is it though?
His edit just now. Push-ups.
So there's no way to know which agentic AI sent this to Notion.
But it should say completed, right?
It should tell you completed, but let's look at. So Claude will tell you which one it actually did. See, this is why I prefer Claude.
Okay.
It actually puts the link here. So if I go to view your workout plan, so let's look at the last is 8E. If I open link, it should tell me. So this is you see the difference. This
Okay,
is
yeah.
Claude Zone.
It looks different.
This is Claude Zone. And this was my problem with OpenClaw. I don't really get like.
It didn't tell you it
It
was
didn't
done.
tell me it was done. I have to prompt it and be like, "Hey, are you done? Can you send me the link?" We know it's done it because we've checked.
Yeah, because it's.
What you see now is huge. So even the message to ask it.
So OpenClaw was a payment.
Is it because it's free? Is OpenClaw free?
So it is free,
Okay.
but the large language model that you tell it to use is not.
Oh, you got to get it
got
connected
it.
to
You
it.
have to connect it to a large Gemini or
Okay, I get it.
or Claude
ChatGPT.
or ChatGPT, one of those. So what I can do is I can refresh it and it would tell me. So you see, I refreshed it. Now you see it's told me 2-week toning workout
is
plan.
yeah.
This is for OpenClaw.
Okay.
Then what do you connect it to? What LLM are you using?
Huh?
What LLM are you using for this?
I use Claude.
Claude.
Sorry,
Okay.
Claude.
Claude.
But I think the connection is where the issue is because it's running on my system. Claude is actually not on my system per
It's
se.
on-
Gotcha.
It's an actual proper LLM. So I think that's probably why it's faster. But yeah, this is a good way for you. Like I was able to create like an AI agency marketing plan, same way, same prompting, gets it to you. So you can actually be, you can be on the roads, you know, you just get an idea and you don't want to forget. You can tell Claude, hey, why don't you just write me a message? So create a note for me or a plan so I don't forget, create a page. You can tell all that stuff. And
you can to Notion, you can always check.
You can go to your Notion, you can just check. You can have it organized. What I like Notion is that Notion can organize by pages. You can also organize by projects. And actually create project plans with actual Kanban tiles and all that stuff in Notion. So there's a lot you can actually do. And I think we're just scratching the surface because the AI space is very hyper fluid.
Awesome.
As recently as yesterday, there was an announcement that there's an AI engineer that can actually do all the engineering work and do remediation and all that. It was announced yesterday. They keep announcing things every day. So a lot of people are having AI news fatigue, which is why you get your OpenClaw or your Claude and you tell it, get me all the relevant AI news that I need for my level. I'm not an engineer. I'm a marketing person. All the AI news I need for my marketing, send it to me on email every day at 7:00 in the morning.
Yes.
And let it do that for you. It will tell you every day you check your box, 7:00, you have your emails.
So can Claude Coworker do that too?
Yeah.
Claude Coworker do that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
My issue is I usually start with what it can't do because I'm just assuming it can do almost everything.
Okay.
Almost everything I can do, like from the computer, as long as it has a connector, I think it can do it too.
Okay. So let's just give people more practical use cases for using AI agents. Like one that I thought about was cleaning up your mailbox.
Oh yeah.
So you can actually tell it to go through your mailbox and delete whatever unopened mails from maybe like 30 days ago, 40 days ago, something that you haven't opened, so that you know you're not going to use, or you can give it like a sender as
You
well,
can
right?
use keyword searches
Okay.
so that it can actually search for you. Like search all the emails.
All my bills.
From a bill collector.
All my bills.
You can
Yeah,
you
from
can
a
also
certain
tell
sender,
it that you want to delete mails that are older than 30 days. But I want to be careful by doing that because
If it deletes the wrong thing.
yes,
Yeah, so it'd
you
be
want
hard
to
for
be
you to
want to be
get it back.
careful.
Yeah.
I think what you can do is to tell it to prompt you first.
Okay.
Like, hey,
Yeah, this is one.
These are all the emails.
You know, these are the emails that I've seen.
Should I delete?
Should I delete them? Something
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
There should be a human in the loop when you're doing stuff like that because it is dangerous. Because AI is not a neck you can actually choke. It doesn't really exist. You will know it doesn't exist when there's an issue, and then you're like, "Who caused it?" They're like AI, but they're like, "You're the one who prompted it, though." Like you now have agency for what you actually put in there.
Okay, so that's one use case. Another use case is the email summarizer, right?
Summary.
So you can tell it to send you a summary of your email, high priority emails, action items like low priorities, and just have it send you a summary every day. Okay.
Another use case is you have interests. Everybody has their particular interests. I'm a Lakers fan, so I told it, hey, every day go and look for Lakers news, aggregate the news that's interesting to me, and send it to me every day at 7:00 in the morning. So that way, when I wake up in the morning at 7:00, I see all the Laker news. I know exactly what's going on. I don't need to be browsing the internet.
Makes sense. I like that.
You can also, I mean, there are apps that do this as well, but even like stock prices, right?
You can do it's infinite. Because the thing is, OpenClaw and Claude, they have web scrapers. So they have the ability to go online and aggregate pieces of information. That's really what an LLM does, large language model. But they have actual web scraping features where they can actually go and get the information live, aggregate it for you, put it in an email. It could be in an email, it could be in Notion, it could be anywhere. It doesn't really matter.
What about use cases for like businesses? Can you give us some examples?
So, for instance, you can actually plug it to like a lead generator and tell it to actually generate leads or qualify leads for you and then send you an email summary of the leads that it feels that would actually close. You can have your own CRM that has maybe your properties or whatever it is you're selling or whatever. and tell it to chain it to the leads that you've generated and send emails based on the people that you think can actually purchase.
Okay.
You can also look at your QuickBooks. You have QuickBooks, you can plug your QuickBooks. I think there's a way to actually connect it, and you can just tell it in plain language, am I making money?
Yeah.
I'm not an accountant. Summarize it for me, how I'm making money, where I want all my money is going. So I think the power of AI, in my opinion, is your ability to render information in a way that you don't have to be in the domain to consume. I don't need to be a scientist to consume the information. I don't need to be a finance expert. I would tell it, hey, I'm not an expert. Give it to me like I'm 5.
Okay.
And AI knows how to actually do it if you want, like crayon and markers and that kind of thing. Exactly. So
yeah, that's amazing. If somebody was trying to say, you know, Kenna, I love what you're doing, how can somebody learn to either learn how to prompt correctly, learn how to use the AI tools correctly? Is there a website they could go to or train they could do to kind of get into this more information?
yeah, so we run a boot camp for AI where we teach people AI, people who don't like to code.
Okay.
We teach people AI proficiency, how to build agents using the Copilot Studio. Microsoft has been generous enough to actually build an ecosystem where you can build agents without writing Python and all that, code. And you're in that ecosystem. So you can actually build agents that can go to your Outlook. You can build agents that can check your SharePoint. If you're in that Microsoft ecosystem and even outside, then yes. So we do have that. We do have advanced courses. So the website is imagetech.io. Happy to, all our information is on there. Please feel free to reach out. We do have a class, Microsoft Copilot AI agentic class that's starting second week of April. So if you're interested in building agent, it's not as fancy as what we just did, but it will teach you the fundamentals of AI and how to build agents, and you can start running your own business and building that kind of stuff. So
how long is the class?
It's 6 weeks.
6 weeks, okay.
Yeah, so we also help with resume preparation, and we have live projects. So as you're waiting for a job, you can be on a project, continue to work, and we can provide a reference for you. We've been doing that for a while now.
Yeah, and if somebody take that class, what are some of the roles they could apply for after completing that 6-week class?
It's a very good question. People that come into the class come with their own domains.
Okay, already.
They come in with their own domains. Okay. Anybody telling you can just pick up and do agentic AI, you're going to be lucky to get employed. What it does is that it gives you the ability to look into your own workflow and automate the system that you're doing. So you can either apply for a higher paying job in your organization, or you can apply for a job elsewhere because you have agentic AI in addition to your current domain.
I have an example. I had a team meeting with my company, with my team today, and we're talking about Connect. Connect is every year. You go through your performance. You also one thing they want to see was your impact in your current role. Your normal responsibility is fine, but for you to get that big bonus, they want to know what impact have you had in your role with your team. And one thing they talked about is building agents. So now that you got me thinking, should I take a class? To learn some agents, go to work, load up my agent I made, and say, "Hey, bro, this is what I."
So honestly speaking, every time I talk to the cybersecurity folks, I always get excited because a lot of the work that you guys do is stuff that agents actually are almost built for. Comparing pieces of information against frameworks and providing output. You literally can just create an agent, whether it's SOC, Sarbanes-Oxley, ISO, NIST, whatever it is. Provide the artifact, provide the reference, the agent looks at both and tells you these are the gaps. Yes. These are the ways you can actually remediate. These are things that, in fact, we're training cybersecurity folks right now. And one of the things they're saying, we don't even want to get a job. We like where we are. Yep. We just want to be able to go back there and use it to automate the work we have to do. So those are ways that you can actually get benefit. You don't have. It's not every time you want a higher paying job. Sometimes you like the jobs you're on, but you just want to make it better so that you can claw back some time and do something else. Maybe your private practice or just go to sleep. I don't know, but Yeah.
Okay. Are you on LinkedIn? Maybe can people reach out to you there, or?
I'm not on LinkedIn.
Okay.
My details are.
Or you have any social channels where people can actually reach out and look?
The website, his
My
website.
website has all the information.
Awesome,
You can get everything you need from the website.
All right. I guess that's going to have to do it for us today on this
Amazing.
episode. Everyone,
you,
like,
thank you.
share, and subscribe. We'll see you later. Take care.
I learned a lot today, actually.